Do you ever think about the birth lottery? I think about it quite often, y'all, and it's because of Team Taco that I have to think about it. It's because of the way they think. I've got to think about how they think, and so it makes me think about the birth lottery, just being lucky enough to be born someplace, in particular. And look, hey, Team Taco, fake ass patriots, Trump supporters, look, did you have any say so on where your mom and dad climbed out in the back seat of that car and got it on at? You didn't have any say so in that at all. You didn't even know what was going on, did you? You didn't even know that it was going on. And they climbed in the back seat of that car and they started doing the nasty there. And then 9 months later, spit you out here, right here on our dirt, out here in the dirt, just north of the dirt line from somebody else's dirt is where you wound up being spit out at. And then you think you're better than all of the people that live on the other side of that dirt line there, just because you was born here and you didn't even have no choice in it. You just happened to you won the birth lottery is what it is. See? And then you hate on those people because one, they were born on somebody else's dirt, and then for two, they got that brown skin, they got that brown skin and they speak a different language than you, and I know that to you, it makes you think they're stupid and lazy, because they don't speak English and they don't glow in the dark, so therefore they're dumb and lazy, and that's what you think about them. And the reason why you think that is because you're a racist jackass. That's why. That's really why. That's all it is. And because you think you're better than them because you were born on different dirt, but here's the thing, you lack this thing called empathy is what it is you don't have the ability to remove yourself from your own reality just momentarily and think about how would things be if I didn't win the birth lottery. And what if I was born down there in a place where you wake up every morning and you know that, your 11, 12-year-old daughter's about to be abducted into the sex trafficking trade down there, or your 11, 12-year-old son's about to be taken into the drug cartels at any moment, That's what you have to wake up to every single day. Hey, kind of the same thing that you're trying to give us right here in America, right here, where it's the greatest country in the world. You just put in a bunch of Christian nationalists that want to do the same thing to us, and our little girls and stuff. Just let them get 11, 12 years old and then send them to, camp, you know what I mean? Conception camp, those kind of things. That's what they got in store for us. Some Handmaid's Tale stuff, So anyway, I was just wondering, you think that you're better than those people that was born on different dirt than you. And then if you didn't win that birth lottery and you were born down there and had to face that stuff, guess what you'd be doing? You'd be crossing that border now, wouldn't you? Damn right you would. You'd be crossing that border because you're going to be looking after you and your family, right? Yep, that's exactly what you'd be doing. So it's just because you won the birth lottery is the reason why you hating these people, But look, you didn't completely win. And I hate to break the news to you that even though that you did win the birth lottery, you lost part of it, okay? Because you were born on part of the dirt over here. It made you stupid. It made you stupid. White rural American dirt, right? Made you dumb as F, is what happened to you. And then you turned into a racist ass fascist Nazi, So you didn't completely win the birth lottery. And on top of that, y'all, if that ain't bad enough, Team Taco, y'all call yourselves alphas all the time, like you're alpha. You're always thinking you're better than other people. But look, here's the truth. You support Donald F. and Trump, Krasnov, that big orange bloated syphilis up Adderall riddled idiot. You do that. And look, it's gross the way that you do it because you wear his name all over your bodies and stuff. And you wear his stupid hats and his shirts. And some of you's got tattoos. I saw this really pretty chick one time. She turned around, had a Trump stamp right over her butt crack, right there. Had a Trump stamp right there. And she automatically turned into the ugliest woman I ever saw, right there on the spot. And anyway, so it's gross because he lies to y'all all the time. And you go along with it all the time. So he'll tell you a lie and then you'll go repeat his lie just to defend on him. You do that because here's the gross thing. You're submissive to him, y'all. Have you ever noticed that? You're submissive while you call yourselves alphas. You're not alpha at all. You're bitches is what you are. Submissive little bitches. Donald Trump's submissive little bitches is what you are. And you remind me of that scene on Animal House, where that dude was in the cafeteria getting spanked on his bare ass with a boat paddle and saying, "Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another?" That's what y'all do all the time. I mean, as soon as he started squatting back up in the White House again and he signed that executive order there to jacking up all of your Medicare prescription prices, you didn't say nothing about it except for, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" See, that's what you did. And then whenever he went and passed that big, beautiful bullcrap bill that he did there, and he cut everybody's Medicaids and Medicares and food stamps and Section 8 housing and veterans benefits and all the things he did, and then gave trillions of dollars to all of his rich buddies, you said, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" And then whenever you turned around after begging for the Epstein files for years and years and years, and Donald F. and Trump was going to be your savior, he was going to go get all them kids out of them tunnels that them Democrats have been hiding down there in the undergrounds for all these years. He was going to do that single-handedly, like a Rambo. He was going to do that, and he was going to release them Epstein files for you. Remember that? I remember that. And then he turned around and told you he wasn't going to do it. He said he wasn't going to do it because there wasn't no files, wasn't no files. And then whenever he realized that nobody's going to believe that BS, he was like, "Well, there is files, but it's a Democrat hoax, And then he told all of y'all that every single one of you were weak and stupid if you still wanted to see the Epstein files. Remember that? That was more of that, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" You did it again. You're doing it right now while you're watching him cover all this stuff up. See, there was leaked audio from a pretty high up feller there in the Department of Justice, where he's saying that the idea that they're going to pull off here is they're going to release some stuff. They're going to go ahead and redact every Republican and conservative name off of that list and just leave Democrats on there. But see, you would be okay with that because you're not opposed to corruption. You're not opposed to corruption. What you want is a monopoly on corruption. See, those are two different things. Those are two different things. It tells me everything that I need to know about you, though, as a person. Now, anyway, so you're still watching this cover-up. Also, that dude also said on that leaked audio that the reason why Ghislaine Maxwell was moved down there to Camp, Texas, was so that she'd keep her mouth shut because she made a deal with them there. So you're watching a cover-up, and guess what you're doing at the same time? Getting your bare ass spanked by Donald Trump with a boat paddle while you say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" You little beta bitches. Inmate Trump.